Eastern Europe is a region marked by vast geographical diversity, rich cultural history, and complex geopolitical significance. Stretching from the borders of Western Europe to the vast expanse of the Ural Mountains and the Black Sea, Eastern Europe encompasses a wide variety of landscapes, climates, and ecosystems. This diversity is influenced by its geographical positioning at the crossroads between Europe and Asia, contributing to its unique political, cultural, and environmental characteristics. The region includes countries such as Russia, Poland, Hungary, Ukraine, Belarus, Romania, and the Balkan nations, among others. Each country in Eastern Europe exhibits distinct geographical features, from soaring mountains to vast plains, sprawling forests, and intricate river systems. Definition and geographical boundaries. Eastern Europe has no universally accepted definition, but it generally refers to the eastern part of the European continent. Geographically, the region is bounded by the Ural Mountains in the east and the Carpathians and Balkan ranges in the west. Politically, Eastern Europe may also include countries that were once part of the Eastern Bloc during the Cold War, but for the purposes of this geographical exploration, it refers to the natural landscapes and regions that span across Eastern European countries. Some countries that are commonly regarded as part of Eastern Europe include Russia, the European part, Ukraine, Belarus, Poland, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, the Baltic States like Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and the Balkans, such as Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Albania, North Macedonia, and Montenegro. Major geographical features: mountain ranges. Eastern Europe is home to several major mountain ranges that contribute to its geographical diversity. The Carpathians, stretching across the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, Ukraine, and Romania, the Carpathians are one of the most prominent mountain ranges in Eastern Europe. The range is divided into three main sections: the Western Carpathians, Eastern Carpathians, and Southern Carpathians. These mountains are not only significant in terms of natural beauty, but also provide habitats for unique flora and fauna. The Carpathian region is also rich in folklore and historical significance. The Ural Mountains. Geographically, the Ural Mountains form the natural boundary between Europe and Asia, extending from the Arctic Ocean to the northern part of Kazakhstan. While the majority of the Urals are in Russia, their European portion is often considered part of Eastern Europe. The Urals are rich in minerals, contributing to Russia's vast natural resources. The Balkan Mountains. These mountains extend across Bulgaria and Serbia, forming a natural divide between the northern and southern regions of the Balkan Peninsula. The range is known for its rugged terrain and is central to the geographic identity of the Balkans. The Caucasus Mountains. The Caucasus Range is another significant feature, marking the border between Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Stretching between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, the Caucasus region is home to Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in Europe. The rugged terrain of the Caucasus hosts a mix of ethnic groups and languages, contributing to the cultural diversity of the region. Rivers and water bodies. Eastern Europe is blessed with some of the continent's most important rivers and lakes. These water bodies have historically played a vital role in trade, communication, agriculture, and urban development. The Danube River, one of the most significant rivers in Europe, the Danube flows through several Eastern European countries, including Romania, Hungary, Serbia, and Bulgaria. The Danube Basin is one of the most diverse ecological regions in Europe, supporting a wide variety of wildlife, including migratory birds, and offering crucial waterways for trade and commerce. The Dnieper River. The Dnieper runs through Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine, flowing into the Black Sea. It is one of the longest rivers in Europe and serves as a key source of water, transport, and energy, particularly for Ukraine, which relies on the river for its hydroelectric power generation. The Vistula River. The Vistula is the longest river in Poland and plays a critical role in the country's economy, as well as its historical and cultural development. Its basin includes some of Poland's most fertile lands, making it important for agriculture. The Volga River. Although primarily located in Russia, The Volga is a defining feature of Eastern Europe's landscape. It is the longest river in Europe and plays an essential role in the Russian economy. The Volga flows into the Caspian Sea and is connected to a network of canals that link the Black Sea, Baltic Sea and White Sea. The Black Sea, situated between Eastern Europe and Western Asia, the Black Sea is bordered by Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine and Russia. It is a crucial body of water for international trade and naval activities, as well as a vital ecological zone with diverse marine life. The Baltic Sea bordering countries like Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. The Baltic Sea connects Eastern Europe to Scandinavia and Northern Europe. The Baltic coastlines are crucial for maritime trade and also offer unique ecosystems, plains and plateaus. Eastern Europe is also home to vast plains and plateaus, which contribute to its agricultural productivity and human settlements. The Eastern European Plain, also known as the Russian Plain, this vast region stretches across much of Eastern Europe, including Russia, Belarus and parts of Ukraine. It is one of the largest uninterrupted plains in the world and is characterized by its fertile soils, which are ideal for agriculture. The plain is also home to some of Eastern Europe's largest cities, including Moscow and Kyiv. The Pannonian Basin, enclosed by the Carpathians, the Alps and the Dinaric Alps. The Pannonian Basin covers parts of Hungary, Serbia and Romania. It is known for its rich soil and is a significant agricultural hub in Eastern Europe. The Dinaric Alps and Adriatic coastline, running parallel to the Adriatic Sea, the Dinaric Alps form a rugged and mountainous landscape in the Western Balkans, while the Adriatic coastline offers stunning beaches and important ports. Climate diversity. Eastern Europe's climate is as diverse as its geography, ranging from temperate and humid climates in the west to arid and continental climates in the east. Continental climate. Most of Eastern Europe experiences a continental climate, with hot summers and cold winters. Countries like Russia, Ukraine and Belarus exhibit this climate pattern, characterized by large temperature variations between seasons. In the winter, temperatures can drop well below freezing, while summers can be warm and even hot. Mediterranean climate. The southern parts of Eastern Europe, particularly the Balkans, and areas along the Adriatic and Black Seas, experience a Mediterranean climate with mild, wet winters and hot, dry summers. This climate makes the region attractive for agriculture, especially the cultivation of olives, grapes and other Mediterranean crops. Alpine climate in mountainous areas such as the Carpathians, the Balkan Mountains and the Caucasus. An alpine climate prevails. Winters are cold and long with heavy snowfall, while summers are short and cool. This climate is conducive to winter sports and tourism. Steppe climate. Eastern Ukraine, southern Russia and parts of Kazakhstan are characterized by a steppe climate marked by semi-arid conditions and grasslands. These regions receive less rainfall than the rest of Eastern Europe, which can make agriculture challenging without irrigation. Biodiversity and natural resources. Eastern Europe is home to a remarkable diversity of ecosystems, ranging from vast forests to wetlands, grasslands and alpine regions. This diversity supports a wide range of flora and fauna. Forests. Much of Eastern Europe is covered by forests, including temperate deciduous forests, boreal forests and mixed coniferous forests. Countries like Belarus, Ukraine and Russia are home to some of the largest forested areas in Europe. These forests play a critical role in the region's ecology, providing habitats for wildlife such as bears, wolves, lynx and deer, and serving as a vital resource for the timber industry. Wetlands. The Danube Delta, located in Romania and Ukraine, is one of the largest wetlands in Europe and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is a critical habitat for a variety of bird species, including pelicans and cormorants, as well as a rich array of fish and plant species. Other wetland areas in Eastern Europe include the Pripyat marshes in Belarus and Ukraine, which are home to diverse ecosystems and are crucial for flood control and water purification. Grasslands and steppes. The vast steppe regions of Ukraine, southern Russia and Kazakhstan are characterized by grasslands that support a range of herbivores and carnivores. These areas are also essential for agriculture, especially the cultivation of wheat and other grains. Natural resources. Eastern Europe is rich in natural resources, including oil, natural gas, coal, timber, and minerals. Russia is one of the world's largest producers of oil and natural gas, with much of its production occurring in the European part of the country. Ukraine has significant coal reserves, and Romania is known for its oil production. The forests of Eastern Europe are also a vital source of timber and wood products.
North and South,
Human geography and cultural diversity. Eastern Europe is a mosaic of ethnic groups, languages and cultures, reflecting its complex history of migrations, invasions and empire building. Cultural regions. Slavic Europe. The majority of Eastern Europe's population belongs to the Slavic ethnic and linguistic group, which can be subdivided into East Slavs, West Slavs and South Slavs. The Slavic languages dominate this region, with Russian, Polish and Ukrainian among the most spoken. However, despite these linguistic commonalities, the cultural differences between these groups are significant, shaped by centuries of varied historical development, religious influence and political boundaries. The Baltics, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania form a distinct cultural region in Eastern Europe. Although they share a common history of occupation by larger powers like Russia and Germany, the Baltic countries have distinct languages and cultures. Estonia, for example, is linguistically and culturally more closely related to Finland, while Latvia and Lithuania are more historically tied to Slavic influences. The region also exhibits strong Germanic and Scandinavian cultural legacies due to trade and historical connections to the Hanseatic League. The Balkans are among the most ethnically and culturally diverse regions in Europe. The region is a historical crossroads between empires, including the Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian and Byzantine empires, which have left deep imprints on the languages, religions and cultural practices of the region. Here, Orthodox Christianity, Catholicism and Islam exist side by side, contributing to the region's rich and often turbulent history. Countries like Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia and Albania exhibit a mix of Slavic, Latin and Ottoman influences, contributing to the cultural mosaic of the Balkans. Central and Eastern Europe, countries like Hungary, the Czech Republic and Slovakia form another distinct sub-region within Eastern Europe, influenced heavily by the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Hungary is particularly unique in Eastern Europe, as it is ethnically and linguistically distinct from its neighbours, being part of the Finno-Ugric language group, which links it to Finland and Estonia. Religious diversity. Religion has played a central role in shaping the cultural and geopolitical landscape of Eastern Europe. The region is predominantly Christian, but the specific denominations and religious traditions vary significantly. Eastern Orthodox Christianity is the dominant religion in countries like Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Romania, Bulgaria and Serbia. The Orthodox Church has historically been a major cultural and political force in these countries, influencing everything from art and architecture to social norms and political power structures. Catholicism holds sway in much of Central and Eastern Europe, especially in Poland, Hungary, Croatia and parts of Slovakia and Lithuania. The Catholic Church has also been a significant political force in Poland, playing a crucial role in resisting communist rule and supporting the Solidarity movement. Islam is predominant in parts of the Balkans, particularly in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Albania and Kosovo. The Ottoman Empire's influence over the Balkans for centuries introduced Islam to the region, where it coexists with Orthodox and Catholic Christian communities. Judaism has deep historical roots in Eastern Europe, particularly in Poland, Hungary, Ukraine and the Baltic States. Before World War II, Eastern Europe was home to the majority of the world's Jewish population. Despite the devastating impact of the Holocaust, which decimated Jewish communities in the region, Jewish heritage remains a significant part of Eastern Europe's cultural landscape. Minor religions. In the Baltics, there is also a small but significant presence of Protestantism, particularly in Latvia and Estonia, where historical German and Scandinavian influences have introduced Lutheranism. The geography of Eastern Europe cannot be discussed without acknowledging the region's tumultuous political history. Eastern Europe has long been a battleground for empires and a site of geopolitical conflict, which has shaped the region's borders, demographics, and economic development. Throughout history, Eastern Europe has been ruled by various empires, including the Ottoman Empire, Austro-Hungarian Empire, Russian Empire, and Soviet Union. These empires imposed administrative structures, borders, and cultural influences that have had long-lasting effects on the region's political geography. For centuries, the Balkans were under Ottoman rule, which left a significant cultural and religious legacy, including the spread of Islam and the introduction of Ottoman architectural styles. The legacy of Ottoman rule is still evident in the mix of Islamic and Christian traditions in the Balkans. The Austro-Hungarian Empire dominated Central Europe until its collapse after World War I. Its influence is still evident in the architecture, languages and cultural practices of countries like Hungary, the Czech Republic, Slovakia and parts of the Balkans. The empire also imposed centralized administrative structures that influenced modern national boundaries. Much of Eastern Europe fell under the influence of the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union, which left a deep impact on the region's political, social and economic structures. The Soviet era, in particular, was marked by forced industrialization, collectivization of agriculture and the imposition of communist governments. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 drastically reshaped the political geography of Eastern Europe, leading to the emergence of new independent states such as Ukraine, Belarus, and the Baltic States. The Cold War was a defining period in Eastern Europe's modern history. After World War II, much of Eastern Europe was under the influence of the Soviet Union, and the region became part of the Eastern Bloc. The Iron Curtain divided Eastern Europe from Western Europe, both physically and ideologically. This division not only reinforced political boundaries, but also influenced economic development, with Eastern Europe experiencing slower industrialization and lower living standards than its Western counterparts due to the socialist economic model. The end of the Cold War and the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s led to significant geopolitical changes in the region, including the reunification of Germany, the breakup of Yugoslavia, and the emergence of new states. These geopolitical shifts have left an indelible mark on Eastern Europe's geography, creating new national borders and reshaping regional alliances. Eastern Europe's economy is shaped by its geography, with certain regions benefiting from fertile agricultural land, while others rely on industrial resources like coal, oil, and natural gas. Much of Eastern Europe, particularly Ukraine, southern Russia, and parts of Romania and Poland, is known for its fertile soil. The Black Earth region of Ukraine and Russia is particularly important for the production of wheat, barley, and other grains. This region, often referred to as the breadbasket of Europe, plays a crucial role in global food security. Agriculture remains a significant part of the economy in many Eastern European countries, though the transition from communist-era collectivized farms to market-driven agriculture has been uneven. Poland, for example, has managed to modernize its agricultural sector more successfully than Ukraine or Belarus, where remnants of the Soviet system continue to hinder development. Eastern Europe is also home to significant industrial centers, particularly in countries like Russia, Ukraine and Poland. The Donetsk Basin, or Donbass in Ukraine and Russia, is a major coal mining region, while the Ural Mountains are rich in minerals and serve as a major industrial hub for Russia. Poland is known for its coal production, particularly in the Silesian region, which has long been a center for mining and heavy industry. Russia dominates Eastern Europe in terms of energy production, particularly in oil and natural gas. The vast reserves of natural gas in Siberia are connected to Eastern European markets through a network of pipelines, making Russia a key player in the region's energy politics. The presence of these energy resources has geopolitical implications, as Eastern European countries are heavily reliant on Russian energy supplies, which Russia has used as a tool of influence. Countries like Ukraine, which serve as transit routes for Russian gas to Europe, have found themselves at the centre of geopolitical conflicts related to energy security. This reliance on Russian energy has prompted many Eastern European countries to seek alternative sources of energy, including renewable energy and nuclear power. Despite its rich natural resources, Eastern Europe faces significant environmental challenges. Industrial pollution, deforestation, and the legacy of the Soviet Union's environmental mismanagement have left many areas in need of ecological restoration. One of the most significant environmental catastrophes in modern history, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster in Ukraine in 1986, had far-reaching consequences for the environment and public health. The radioactive fallout from the explosion affected large parts of Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia, contaminating land and water and leading to long-term health problems for millions of people. Today, the Chernobyl exclusion zone serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of nuclear energy, but it has also become a de facto wildlife sanctuary due to the absence of human habitation. Industrialization in Eastern Europe, particularly during the Soviet era, led to widespread pollution of air, water, and soil. Heavy industries in countries like Poland, Ukraine, and Russia have left a legacy of environmental degradation. Efforts to modernize industries and reduce pollution have been slow, but are gaining momentum as these countries seek to integrate more fully into the global economy and meet European Union environmental standards. Despite these challenges, there are ongoing efforts to protect Eastern Europe's natural heritage. National parks and nature reserves, such as the Carpathian Biosphere Reserve in Ukraine and the Danube Delta Biosphere Reserve in Romania, are important for preserving biodiversity and promoting sustainable tourism. The geographical diversity of Eastern Europe is one of its most defining features, shaping the region's cultures, economies, and histories. From the towering peaks of the Carpathians and the expansive plains of Ukraine to the rugged coastline of the Adriatic and the wetlands of the Danube Delta, Eastern Europe encompasses a wide variety of landscapes and ecosystems. This diversity extends to the climate, with continental, Mediterranean and steppe conditions coexisting across the region. The region's complex history, marked by the rise and fall of empires, Cold War divisions, and recent geopolitical transformations, is closely tied to its geography. Eastern Europe is also a region of rich cultural and ethnic diversity, with Slavic, Baltic and Balkan influences blending together alongside historical legacies of the Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian and Russian empires. While the region faces significant environmental challenges, such as pollution and the legacy of the Chernobyl disaster, conservation efforts are helping to preserve its unique ecosystems. In summary, Eastern Europe's geographical diversity is not just a matter of physical landscapes, but an integral part of its cultural identity, economic potential, and environmental resilience. Understanding this complexity offers valuable insights into the broader dynamics of both the continent and the world at large.